All the over-the-tops, they just keep coming in, struggling with over-the-top. I know you saw the other one that we released on over-the-top, and that helps. But there are some people that want to think about something different. So I want to tell you this story, because I got this one from a very good player that I worked with who told me that when he was younger, was working with Claude Harman, Butch Harman's dad, on this great solve of getting out of being over the top. And it was a drill that he used, and I'm telling you, it helped people like you can't believe. Obviously, Claude Harman won the Masters. This is a very, very talented guy. And oh, by the way, all of his kids and even his grandkids really know how to teach. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and tell everybody what we're doing here on A New Breed of Golf and on our channels here. It's just the way we're helping people get better. So make sure you let people know about this. Now, this is what Claude said to this gentleman that I worked with. He said, what I want you to imagine is you're carrying a bunch of groceries. And he said, okay. And I want you to imagine that there's a car door that's open, and you're going to bump the door closed with your hip. So imagine that door is open like that, and you're going to take your left hip, your lead hip, and you're going to bump the car door closed. Well, here's what happens when you bump the car door closed. When I bump the car door this way, I immediately go into a trail side bend. So over here, when I go into that trail side bend, now the arms and hands drop down. So rather than thinking about what I'm doing with my upper body, I'm thinking about what I'm doing with my lower body. And this is something that I did a lot of. In fact, to excess. I did too much of this. In my swing, when I get to where I get too much hip bump, that's when I get into real trouble. And I start hitting some shots that are starting so far right, I have no idea how to get that thing back except to not do it. So, but you're over the top. We got to solve the over the top game. So here's what happens. You make a backswing. Your hips have turned to a 45-degree angle, right? So let me get another golf club here. And we put that golf club just like that. So my hips turn to that. So in the down the line view, you're right there. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your hips and you're going to bump them. They're not going to rotate at all. They stay parallel to this golf club on the ground. You can use an alignment stick as well. But you're going to get it there. So you step in, you turn your hips to there, and then you glide them along there so that they stay at that same angle. So here, and then you swing down. And what ends up happening is it takes the arms and the hands and it drops them under and it forces them out to the push side. So when you start to force the arms out to the push side, in effect by blocking the inside, the pull side, you block that. That's why players will say, I just feel like I'm blocking everything. That's because it's too much from the inside. Well, if you're too much outside, you're too much over the top, you want to block it. You want to make it so it has to come from the inside. And the way you do that is by taking that hip and closing the car door. Boom, boom. And it starts out to the push side every single time. Now, as you start to do this, and you start segmenting it, which is what I want you to do. I want you to segment it. So the first thing you're going to do is it's a 3-part program. Turn, bump, and then go. So turn 1, bump 2, drop it down and go 3. That's your 3-part program. Well, now all of a sudden what you're going to do is you're going to turn it into it's still 3 parts, but it's all together. So we're going slowly. So we're going to turn, bump, and drop. And again, you're not doing any of this with speed. You want to get the feeling that you're turning, bumping, and dropping. And what you're going to feel, if you go down the line there, what you're going to feel is it's like the golf club is going to go back, and then it's going to loop underneath. So it feels like it's going like this. And that's because that hip is dropping or pushing forward, so it drops the club under. You want to make sure that you get that car door shut here and there. Now, Let's pick up the pace on this one. So we're going to turn and bump. And that's what you're going to do. Turn, bump, and go. A little faster. Turn, bump, and go. Club starts the ball out to the push side, and then it starts to twist back. And I can tell you right now, not for nothing, but I'm really good at, like, I'm too good at this. And I can get to a point where I can start, like, if I want to hit a sling and hook, I'm going to turn and I'm going to bump. And when I turn and bump, this thing can get way out to the push side. And it can twist over to the, look at that thing twisting back to the left-hand side. That's like a curveball that we just saw in the All-Star game, right? You want to get used to that. And as you start to get used to that, now all of a sudden, the club starts dropping down. It shallows out the path of the club. And the next thing you know, we start getting some real distance, and we get rid of those big divots and those balls that are starting to the pull side. So now, I've rehearsed it a little bit. Now I'm just going to soften it up, go into a fuller swing. And now I hit one, and you can see that thing just start out, and it's twisting over to the left-hand side, just the way you want it to twist out. And by the way, that's effortless power. I'm telling you, it's effortless power. So get out of the over-the-top by bumping that car door closed. You're going to make Claude Harman, the father, really happy. You'll make all the Harman family really happy. That is a tip, I'm telling you, that has been with me for years and years and years, and it's something that's helped a lot of my students. I know it's going to help you improve your game. Give it a try. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.